Hey guys, Justin here, or you can call me Moose. Welcome back to another video. It has been a good minute since I have been on YouTube, but don't worry guys, this video is going to explain all of that. I'm going to give it explanations, not excuses, but don't worry guys, I left down in the description as well as in the bottom of the video here different timestamps so you guys can jump around to the different sections that pertain to what you want to know, so you don't have to sit here and watch the entire thing. However, the watch time hours would be appreciated. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright guys, so this first section here is going to be about where I've been and why have I not been uploading. And so I don't want to make this sound like I'm giving a bunch of excuses, instead it's an explanation. The first reason is I started doing gaming content and I kind of stopped doing that mainly because of time, but I also no longer really had a good place to game, as well as my laptop began to die and make it where games were not as fun, especially when I would try to stream all at the same time and all that sort of stuff. I was using about a 7-year-old laptop and using it and abusing it as if it was a hardcore gaming PC, which it was not. So the fact that it even turns on anymore today simply just doesn't work out. On top of that, my laptop then, because it was so slow, made it to where I no longer enjoyed editing. It would take a 30-minute edit and make it take like 3 hours. So it would take so long, it would take forever to edit any sort of a video of any kind. And so it just made it where it was no longer fun and oftentimes no longer feasible because of the limited time I have, which leads me into the kind of the other reason why, which is my time. I've just simply not had time to do a bunch of stuff. For example, I have a full-time job that I live 45 minutes away from, so that's getting up, 45 minutes before I had to actually be there so I can make it there in time, and then 45-minute drive back. So I'm usually going to work before it's daylight and then going back home after it is already dark again. And so I'm usually basically gone and busy all day until dark. And so that kind of also limited me, and I'll get into my resolution or the things I'm going to be doing going forward that is going to enable me to make more content. I'll go into that in the different section. But that was another reason, as I just simply no longer had time. I am also a married man, and so any free time I do have, I am going to try to spend most of it with my wife, of course. But then on top of that, even during those times, it's having enough energy after getting home from work, driving 45 minutes in the dark, making it where I get a headache from all the high beams on the road, from people not knowing how to turn them off. And so it would just make it where I had no energy, no motivation to do any sort of content, because I didn't really have energy to record, much less edit. And so it just made it not fun and not really feasible either. On that note, for the airsoft content, I've also not been able to go to the airsoft field except for maybe once every month or every other month if I'm lucky, because of work, as well as starting my own business, which I'll get into in another section, and everything like that, and working on other projects and everything like that. And so for the Airsoft Beginner's Guide though, same problem is when I would get home, it would be dark and I don't have a studio or anywhere to record it as of right now. However, in this next section, I'll talk about some of the things that I can do going forward. Alright guys, so this section is going to be what I am going to be doing about trying to make content going forward. First thing is that I have built my own custom gaming and editing PC. It was made with editing in mind, as well as gaming as a secondary, and so it is a powerhouse. I'll leave some of the details in the description below. I know nobody reads it anyway, but anyway, it's a Ryzen 7 7700X with a RTX 3060 and 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM with 2 terabytes of Samsung SSD. And so it's a amazing desktop. It is so much faster than trying to use my old laptop. So editing, I can actually not only enjoy more, but I'm able to do more, because I'm able to use After Effects and some other programs to be able to do a bunch of cool stuff, kind of like what you've already seen in this video so far. And so be expected to see a lot more of that type of stuff as well. On top of that, the place that I live in now is not big enough to have a studio or anything to record, and it's been dark to try to record anything that's like outdoors or like the Airsoft Beginner's Guide or anything like that. Well, I am very nearly done finishing renovations on a studio building that I can be able to not only be doing gaming stuff as well as content like the Beginner's Guide or anything similar to that. And so that is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be really cool. Problem is that renovations are going really slow. It's not a lot, it's just going slow because I simply don't have enough time to get it all done really quick. And so I've got other things on the priority list. All right guys, so going into this next section, I'm trying to make this as short as I can, as sweet as I can. This next section is going to kind of be some of the stuff I plan on working on and some of the other things that are keeping me busy. And then I'll go into the section talking about the content I plan on doing going forward. So this first section though, right here though, is going to be about some of the stuff I've been working on the side. That has been partially why I'm so busy apart from my full-time job and having a wife. So, and you know, normal adulting projects and everything else. Some of my side projects and hobbies that I have been working on is I have started my own business, the Flying Moose. I know it's still moose related, it's who I am. And so the Flying Moose is a company that I started in the beginning of last year and has actually grown and to be fairly successful even to today. It's meant to be a side job, it's not meant to be a full-time supporting job. So I'm not making, you know, salaries with it, but I am making enough to support the hobby. The business is a professional photo, video, and drone service, as well as I'll do some marketing, but I mainly work on creating professional photos and videos and oftentimes using a drone as well. I am FAA certified, and so I can fly my drone commercially and get paid for it. And so I've had a lot of fun being able to work with a lot of cool different clients, including band promotionals, cities for their fall festivals, for their the fair. I've been able to work with Christmas parades. I've been able to work with all sorts of really cool people, really cool projects. And so it's been a really fun hobby of mine. And so I'll talk about content a little bit later, about some content I can include from that stuff. But this business of mine has been fairly successful and it's been a lot of fun. I am also going to be hosting a massive event coming up here in July, on July 18th. It is going to be in Ada, Oklahoma, for those of you that live nearby. It is a photography, videography, and film event that focuses on beginners and networking. And so it's going to give aspiring photographers, videographers, and filmmakers a place they can go. It's going to have workshops. I'm going to have some different professional speakers come out and do like panel discussions and those workshops. I have Bedford cameras coming out to be a vendor to be able to showcase some cool equipment and everything. I got some really cool speakers that are going to be there that are professionals in their field, one of which even has been featured in a bunch of magazines and publishers, including National Geographic and Discovery. And so it's going to be a lot of fun, but that takes a lot of work. And so there's a lot of steps and stuff involved in hosting something like that. And so that's been keeping me busy on the side, as well as my business, as well as all the other things adults have to do. And so it's been a lot of fun, but it's definitely a lot of work. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the last section, talking about what I'm going to do going forward. All right guys, so this is the last section. I'm going to be talking about what I plan on doing going forward. So like I said in some of the previous sections, I am almost finished building a studio, which is going to be really cool. It's not the biggest studio in the world, don't get me wrong, but it's going to enable me to do more content, especially if I get, you know, home after dark or whatever, because we'll be able to have actual lights and everything, and electricity and internet and everything that I would need to make content. I'm going to be able to have in there, and so it's going to be a lot better than what I currently have now. And so that's going to be kind of the plan going forward with that space. So I can do stuff like the beginner's guide to airsoft and some other types of content, which I'm about to introduce. All right guys, so some of the content that I have planned going forward, like I've said in the past and I'll say it again, I don't want to get stuck doing one thing. So just because I start doing something doesn't mean I'm going to be doing just that or just that forever. It will probably come in spurts. Like I'll do a little bit of this content for a while, and then I'll do some of this content, but I'm going to try to, you know, break it up. I am going to have some sort of structure or schedule to some degree, but I don't want to be bogged down by trying to stick to a schedule or stick to some sort of specific type of content to where, once again, it doesn't feel fun. Essentially, my YouTube channel is me out there having fun, doing my hobbies and going on these really cool adventures, and then trying to bring you guys along for the ride. And so that's gonna be kind of the plan going forward. So for example, I may do some like behind the scenes of my business. So while I'm out there working on really cool projects for my clients, I may bring you guys along and do some behind the scene content, which I think would be a lot of fun to do, as well as some other options would be, I am looking into starting to go more the route of nature and wildlife photography, videography, and film, kind of like a documentary style. And I think that would be a lot of fun to not only do, but then also I can have a behind the scenes of that as well. And so there's a couple options there. There's also some ideas of like maybe like when I go out and fishing and something, one of the times I go fishing, I can turn it into like a professional, like a YouTuber's video of sorts, and I think that would be pretty cool as well. So I got different ideas, different plans like that. Short films is something I want to look into in the future as well. Different things, different really cool ideas. And so I'm wanting you guys to help me out by giving me some suggestions, some feedback. The biggest thing you guys can do to help me out and keep me going on YouTube is by giving me feedback, staying active both on the channel and in the Discord, because I am going to be very busy trying to do adulting things as well as the channel and everything else. And so I'm going to need you guys' help by staying active without me needing to spark the activity. If you guys can be talking to each other in the Discord or asking questions all the time and talking and giving feedback on the YouTube channel and the comments and everything, that is going to really help me out, and it's going to help me out not only staying motivated but be able to keep going. And potentially if I can make some money from YouTube, which I currently are not because I don't have enough watch time hours, but if I can start making money through YouTube to go towards the hobbies, these hobbies as well, that just means more stuff that I can then do for you guys. All right, with all that said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you. If you guys just kind of skipped around to make sure to see what you wanted to see, hey, still thank you for tuning in and trying to stay up with what I've been doing, even though I haven't been active in quite some time. So thank you guys once again. Stay tuned because I'm hoping to get stuff done here fairly soon. I don't know how soon, but fairly soon. Stay active in the YouTube comments and in the Discord to figure out kind of when I'll be active and what I'm working on and all that sort of good stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.